And welcome back to the newly named Trailer Puck Boys podcast. We have two of our new hosts here today. We have Josh and we have Justin. Say hi, guys.
Hey, dudes.
How's it going?
You know, it's going good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Living the dream.
So, the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to start with the Flames slump here. They've lost 4 games in a row. And an awful loss last night to Arizona. So, what do you guys think they have to do to bounce back?
I think they need to put pictures of Johnny Gaudreau, Sean Monahan, and Elias Lindholm on milk cartons because they're missing. Where are these boys?
See, I think it's interesting that Peters put Kachuk on that first line with Johnny and Monty for
That doesn't surprise me.
It doesn't surprise me, but I feel like you kind of ruined the chemistry with Lindholm and them by doing that. You also killed Lindholm's confidence, I think.
Yeah.
By doing that, like, you can't just do that. And I also think taking Brody off of the first line with Gio and putting Anderson on there.
Yeah.
Like, Anderson's a liability on offense, and he's making a lot of mistakes on the defensive end. Like that one time on the power play where he just was going the puck and he just fell backwards. I'm like, are you kidding me?
Yeah, no, for sure. And, like, the thing is on, like, from my perspective, like, the Flames are still, like, having an offensive game. They're still getting shots and stuff. But, like you said, I feel like they're dangling around too much. They're not taking as many shots as they possibly could. They're just trying to get the sweet moves out. But I like I said, though, they're getting shots out. And, like, they're still out shooting teams most nights. But, like, we're just having troubles finding the back of the net here. So.
Yeah, Gaudreau's trying to be way too cute. Same thing with Kachuk. Kachuk's doing these stupid drop passes that the Flames were doing in 2015 against the Canucks in their playoff series. I mean, it worked then, but everybody and their dog knows that a drop pass is coming when it comes to Kachuk, and he's skating across the blue line. So they're being too cute, and they need to just charge the net and give her.
That's what Chucky's good at, apparently, because he's freaking destroying Fleury every single play. Like,
yeah, all right. So that's why I like Kachuk going up to the first line, is because Monahan and Gaudreau have been invisible and missing. We need to put their pictures on milk cartons and find these boys. Kachuk will, I don't know, do some Kachuk stuff, and he'll perform some hooliganry and fire everybody up. So, I don't know, Lindholm is, I don't know, man. Gotta get their shit together.
I think Kachuk should get Riddick to fight somebody. That's what needs to happen, like you almost did with Fleury the other day.
Man,
Yeah.
we were saying this earlier. If Smith was in net, he'd be charging. He'd be charging the ice already. He'd be throwing his equipment off.
Boys, not gonna lie though, like I gotta give credit to Fleury. Like that's a ballsy move to come out to the blue line, put the stick on the ice, and like he knew what he was doing. He knew that like what he wanted to do.
Oh yeah.
I think Riddick did play it kind of smart though. I don't
Yeah.
think Riddick has ever actually gotten a goalie fight in the past. So I mean, like
if he loses, that's gonna rattle him. A little bit.
that's gonna take down his confidence quite a bit there. So.
So as long as he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, that's the thing too. Is like the goaltending situation in Calgary is already kind of like mixed matched.
If Riddick gets hurt, we have nobody.
Like Mike Smith had a good run there when they were on that 7-game winning streak, and Smith was in net I think for 4 or 5 of them that he went through.
He won 5 of his last 7.
Yeah, exactly.
And I don't know though. I might have to disagree because a lot of the time it wasn't Smith winning the game. It was the team winning the game.
Yeah, exactly.
And Smith has just shown more shaky starts. Smith is. I don't think Smith really has a place on the team right now. Thank frackin' Jeebus that this is his last year in his contract, and we will go from there. Hopefully, I would really like Gillies and Riddick to work together.
So yeah, like my issue with Smith is that he was doing good. He was playing. He was making saves. And personally, I think it kind of got to his head, and he started making moves that he wouldn't usually make in a game. Like that one game last week, I forget who it was against. Iginla, the Iginla retirement game.
Minnesota Wild.
When he went behind the net and tried to set a pick for the puck instead of getting back into his crease, like that's a risky move that I think he needs to check out. But I mean, he hasn't been playing like horrible. He's still making quite a few saves a night. Like he's still playing decent, but I think even Riddick is having some troubles in net, and I think he needs to kind of get his head wrapped around it again.
But I think after the Vegas game the other day, he played phenomenal.
He did play fantastic against
I think
Vegas.
the next game, I think he'll come back strong. I think they should start him against Vegas again.
Yeah.
That would be smart.
Flames should have played Riddick back to back.
Should.
I think.
Yeah.
Because they went from Vegas to Arizona. Arizona has been doing well, but not as good as Vegas. And Riddick was unbelievable. He was so good in the Vegas game, and I think that's really going to help him. I don't know why they didn't start him against Arizona. For some reason, they really like playing Smith against Arizona, which is fine. Smith usually plays really well against Arizona, but I didn't watch the game. I was busy at bingo.
Like the thing is though, is like Arizona's on a tear right now. Like they've won 4 of their last 5 games. Like they're actually doing pretty well. They're making a hunt back for playoffs here.
Darcy Kemper is a pretty solid goaltender.
Yeah, and like they're all around like not a bad team. Like they're not a bad looking team right now, and I think like they're gonna make a push for the playoffs here. And I think I don't even know if they're in a playoff spot right now. I don't believe so, but
Arizona?
Yeah.
I believe they are
2 points out. I
2
believe.
points out. Yeah.
Something like
I
that.
don't know. Let's find it.
It's pretty
3
close.
points. Yeah, 3 points out. But they, like I said, they're won 4 of their last 5, and I think their next up is LA here. So
It's an easy dub.
hopefully, yeah. Well, maybe not hopefully. Arizona's a pretty good team. And
LA. Oh, sorry. This is Arizona's next game against LA.
Yeah.
Okay, excuse me. I thought the Flames were playing.
Next game for the
LA.
Flames is Sunday at Vegas, or versus Vegas.
versus Vegas,
We
yeah.
gotta
That's
win
gonna
that
be a good
game.
one.
Um,
Yeah.
But with that though, who do you think should start in the playoffs, Riddick or Smith?
Smith.
I think Smith should definitely get the start. I mean, Riddick is definitely the better goaltender throughout the season here, but I think Smith has more playoff experience that's going to carry him through the playoffs. Has Riddick even played in playoffs before? Maybe
No,
like
he
one
hasn't.
game
No.
as like nothing?
Never.
Nothing,
Not on the NHL level,
Yeah.
to my knowledge.
Because like a lot of people don't know that, like notice, but like speed increases and like the shots increase quite a bit come
Yeah.
playoffs. Like
Yeah.
it's going to be a
Playoffs-
tough start for him if he
Playoffs are
starts
a big
it.
deal.
So
However, Smith has let in some softies this year.
Do you remember Brian Elliott in that series against the Ducks?
Good
Yeah.
God. I
I
honestly believe, I wholeheartedly believe that the Flames should have won that whole series.
Oh, they should.
The Flames lost those 4 games because of bad bounces. Game 1, I believe it was game 1. It might have been game 2. I don't remember. The game was tied 2-2, and in the last 30 seconds or so of the third period, this was in Anaheim. Flames were in their defensive zone. Anaheim threw the puck across the zone, and it bounced off of Lance Boma's skate and right into the net. Ducks win, 3-2. That whole series was just bad bounces for the Ducks, and I think Calgary outplayed them.
Monahan was phenomenal in that series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 goals.
Yeah.
see, my question is with like even with deciding which goalie's gonna play, my question is are they gonna change up their lineups a bit? Like, are they gonna keep Anderson with Gio?
Oh,
Are they
they're
gonna
not.
keep Brody back on the second? Like, are they actually thinking of moving Kachuk up to the first for a long time? Like, is Lindholm gonna be put back down, or is he gonna be brought back up to the first line pretty soon?
Gotta
Like,
get
it's-
that Dalton Prout in the lineup.
You know what I think they should try? I think they should try Hannafin and Gio. See how that goes. I know
That's
you can't.
not. Yeah.
I know you can't split up
Sure.
Hannafin and Hamonic, but like, you gotta try it, right?
You gotta try it. That's the thing,
Yeah.
and like especially now, like it's do or die, and I think this is gonna be the time where teams start trying new things, like new matchups that they haven't tried before, to get those wins.
I think Hamonic can play with anybody. So like,
Yeah.
you can just slot Brody on that line. And it's
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Can we
Like,
talk about how horrible Hamannik's luck has been this season?
Dude,
He's been killing
Yeah.
it. He's been so good, but he's been hurt for half the season.
because he's getting hit in the face with
Yeah.
pucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, his face is a magnet of bad luck.
At least,
Yeah.
at least he's got his teeth, unlike James Neal.
James Neal,
However,
man.
As of yesterday, the Flames are no longer mathematically able to get last place in the Western Conference.
Yeah.
So that's good.
I think now's the time to tank. No,
Yeah, yeah.
All right, we're going all in on Hughes.
But
It is a great day for Calgary and therefore the world.
Speaking of James Neal, what kind of James Neal do you think we're gonna get in the playoffs?
We're gonna get one with a bunch of fake teeth. Hopefully, the fake teeth will bring him some will and some motivation to start playing like playoffs. James Neal. Yeah, I don't know. If I don't remember where I heard it. I think it was on Fan 960, where they said if James Neal can get his act together, that's basically a trade deadline pickup right there.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know. I want Neal to be good. I want Neal to be good so bad, but I've kind of lost hope on
Yeah, me
it
too.
because it is March, and we've been saying all season, oh, we gotta get Neal going. Oh, gotta get Neal going. Gotta get Neal going.
Yeah.
You're in the NHL. You don't need to get going. You should already be going.
That line has been feeding him the whole year too. Like,
Yeah.
there's been so many times where I've seen Jankowski be like wide open for a shot, and he still tries passing it to Neal. Like,
Yeah.
he's trying to get Neal involved, which I don't think you should do at this point.
Which is like the thing that like I want to bring up is like Neal's been out for a while, but that line is still making those passes with Zarnik, and Zarnik is capitalizing on a lot of those attempts. Like
Neal-
he's gotten quite a few goals in the last couple of games here, and I think like that is going to be one of the things that they're going to consider coming into playoffs here.
Neal's looking down in the press box like, who's the Tharnik guy?
Yeah, like. But
Yeah, no.
you look back to Neal and like in Vegas when he was on that run with Vegas last year, and like he was fast, he was taking shots, like he's a big guy, like he can throw his weight around. He's not, and I don't know if it's like a lack of motivation or if he doesn't like where he is now, or if it's personal stuff. But like the dude just needs to just like he's got to get his head back on track, and he's got to get back out of the ice.
Do you think that it's because there's not enough energy in the crowd to feed off of?
No.
No.
I think
Okay.
Calgary's got one of the wildest crowds you can get. I think every
During the regular
night I
season,
watch
though,
it, and
do
it's.
you think? Because Calgary, especially on I find weekday games.
I mean, it's still a
sometimes
little
all
dead,
day.
but like. A player of that magnitude and a player that's been in the league that long has got to get his head wrapped around like crowds and stuff like that.
Oh,
like,
you're right. Yeah.
yeah, and I think if he's so determined to use that crowd as energy and it's not there, then he's got to figure out something else that can work it, or Calgary's just straight up not going to play him again. Like
I
that's
had
the
just
thing.
thought that because he was in Nashville before the expansion.
Nashville's wild.
Nashville, as we all know, made it to the Stanley Cup final 2 years ago. And the only thing we heard about Nashville was Murray.
Yeah.
Murray.
Have that in a
You
photo.
suck. Yeah, and then so he went from there to Vegas, and
Vegas was super loud too.
what's
Yeah.
what's the second I would say the second most talked about thing in Vegas when it comes to their team? Man, you gotta go. Energy in the building, amazing.
The
Unreal.
showmanship, man. They got everything in
Yeah.
Vegas. Like there's like
So
like the halftime like not halftime, but like the
Yeah,
intermission
yeah.
shows are like nuts.
yeah, they have
I
Cirque
think-
du Soleil.
Yeah.
One of
it's
the
nuts.
reasons they went to the Cup last year is because everybody just like forfeited because they're like, you know what, we want these to keep going. So,
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, teams
Yeah,
were like,
that-
man, I don't mind playing Vegas in the playoffs. Like, I get to go down to Vegas for a couple of days. Like, not a bad situation.
Do
You know what I mean?
Do you guys remember that Super Bowl ad this year, the Bud Night?
Oh, the Bud Night, yeah.
All right, in before Bud Night versus Vegas Golden Knight, the pregame one, you know.
I'd be
Oh,
Where he's running
yeah,
around?
yeah.
In before that, I'm calling that shit.
sue them.
Sue 'em.
Sue him. Well, I don't sue him. They'll have like a jousting match on center ice.
And then sue them.
And then
And
sue
sue
'em,
'em,
yeah.
Alright, so I think if the Flames don't make the playoffs this year, who do you think they should go for in the offseason?
Kevin Hayes.
I kind of agree with that.
Kevin Hayes. Kevin Hayes is that big guy that the Flames need. They don't. Okay, so they got rid of Furland to Carolina. Excuse me. Which
Still was a steal of a
my
deal.
my heart is in shambles because I love Furland. In the playoffs, it is very important to have a physical presence. Who's the Flames guy? Who's their guy that's gonna bring that?
True. I mean, like,
Jankowski could do it.
Jankowski can do it.
Could do it.
Kachuk's definitely getting under the skin and stuff, but I don't think he's gonna. He's too like
Kachuk's
high
kinda
skilled to be the.
small,
I think he's just too high skilled to be like the full out goon that the Flames need.
They don't want that because they don't want.
They need a
Kachuk to
hitter.
get hurt.
Yeah, they need a hitter.
They need a hitter like Ferland was. Who's gonna be that guy?
Curtis Lazar, bring him back.
Curtis Lazar, the grit master. Curtis Lazar, him and his big smile. Yeah, like that's why I was pretty miffed about missing out on Wayne Simmons.
That would have been a smart move, yeah.
Simmons would have been
Because
a good move.
Wayne Simmons would have been fantastic for that. That and Wayne Simmons has a lot more playoff experience
Although
than probably
he
anybody
has
on
been
that
awful
team.
for Nashville since getting there, though. He's
He's been there for 2 weeks.
He's been there for 2 weeks, but he hasn't been the greatest.
He's Wayne Simmons. They don't bring Wayne Simmons to score goals.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say that in the off season, going for a goalie would be a good decision. But I think with Gillies, in their back pocket and Parsons there too, I think they're pretty much set. And I think they just need to actually make the decision to bring one of those guys up and actually start playing with them.
Well, I'll tell you right now, Parsons won't be in the NHL
Yeah, he won't be, no.
Not for a while, yeah.
3 years.
Riddick can hold it down a little bit probably until then.
Yeah.
I think Gillies in Stockton has been a little hit and miss. He's been on a bit of a tear lately, though.
I don't believe in Gillies at all, though.
He's got that. I know. I'm skeptical with him too. I was super on the Gillies hype train because all I heard about him was he's going to be a tall Kippersoff.
Yeah.
But whenever a goalie starts to play well in Calgary, it'll be, is this the next Kippersoff?
And then the pressure's there, and then
Is
you
this the
fucking
next
stumble.
Yeah. Ramo. When Ramo was on his team.
Oh, I did not think Kari Ramo was the next Kippers.
No, I didn't either.
Although he was finished.
He was finished. So there's that. But when Kerry Ramo, I forget the year. I think it was
2013, 2012.
No, it was after that. It might have been after.
I guess 2012 was when Kipper
Vancouver.
retired, I guess.
It would have been after the Vancouver playoff series. So I think it was that 15-16 year
Oh, yeah.
where
maybe,
Hiller
yeah.
was just terrible.
And that was an awful thing.
Oh, that was just a horrible year. But the Flames went on an 8-game winning streak or something during that.
Yeah, I know.
And Ramo was unreal. And everybody was saying, Ramo's going to be the next Kippersoff here. Here we go. Ramo's next Kippersoff. Here we go. People are going to be saying that anytime a goalie starts playing well.
They haven't said that about Riddick yet, though.
Not yet, which is good. But
I think Riddick's kind of like the average, though. Like, I wouldn't say he's like average. He's definitely better than average, but I think he's one of those goalies that like doesn't need to be talked about all the time. You know what I mean? Like, there's goalies in the NHL that are like still going on tears and still winning games.
Devin Dubnyk.
Yeah, like there's goalies like that are like they're not the Lundqvist, the Price, the Quick, the stuff that we hear about like all the time. They're the backup goalies that like end up getting starter positions because they're playing hard. They're playing hard games. So
I think.
Oh, sorry.
I know he's old, but I think a name that we should consider is Jimmy Howard. I know he's like 35.
No.
He's 35.
I agree with you though. I agree.
But if
Not Jimmy Howard. Here's my idea. You know
trade for Gorgruyo for whatever his name is.
No. Hear me out. Hear me out. I saw this on Reddit. It's not my idea.
Okay.
So, before this season started, there was a name in the East Coast who said they would be willing to be traded to be put in a position to win. You know who that name is? Henrik Lundqvist.
Oh yeah.
Why not? Why
Dude,
not?
I don't think Lundqvist will
I don't think he's
ever gonna leave. Like I think he will later on,
Come
but I
next
think
year.
I think even next year I think he's gonna re-sign with New York. Like New York's kind of
He's still
that's
got a
where he's
couple
been
years.
for a long time, and I think he's gonna
Here,
re-sign
hold
there.
on. Let me
I do like Jimmy Howard though. Like Jimmy Howard's not like he's not the greatest of goalies, but he's experienced. Like, and I think that's what the Flames need right now is some experience to bring into the
And he
net.
The
has
only
that
problem is that
And he has the cup. Yeah.
the only problem is Jimmy Howard. Jimmy Howard won a Stanley Cup?
Yeah, I don't know.
When? Oh, 09. I don't. The Red Wings aren't going to be getting rid of Jimmy Howard.
Yeah, I can see him resigning him because they.
True.
Who's their goalie after Jimmy Howard? Like Bernier?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't even
Dude,
know.
Smith for Howard. Straight across. Not a chance.
Stop.
Yeah, Mike
That is
Smith-
not an
Mike
improvement.
Smith's not getting a job next year.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
All right.
No, yeah, I think he's. Well, I don't know. Like, there are teams out there that do need like at least a backup.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah.
Okay, so Henrik Lundqvist's deal expires in 2021.
Okay.
okay.
I'm telling you, man.
You know,
I just like. I would love to see him like go to Calgary, but I don't think he will. Like, I think it's too out of the way. Like his contract, straight up, I just don't think Calgary can
think-
afford his contract.
I think this would have been the year to do it if they were going to.
If they were going to,
If
yeah.
they were going to, this would have been the year to do it. Get Smith out for Lundqvist, throw in some picks, throw in not Valimaki, who's the other one I'm thinking of? Shillington.
Yeah.
Throw Shillington, Mangiapane, a pick, and Smith.
Curtis is.
Curtis is
Dude, I don't know. Like,
I'm telling you.
I think they
Henrik
should hold
Lundqvist.
on to Mangiapane. Like he's
Yeah, he's been-
working, dude. Like if you watch him in
Oh,
games,
yeah.
like he like
He works.
every shift. I don't think like he's never standing around. Like he's pushing himself to the limits every single shift.
Mangiapane,
And I think that's kind of what they need on that fourth line.
Mangiapane has
Or is
been
he third?
fantastic when he doesn't touch the puck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's a very good like forechecker, and he's
Yeah.
very good at back checking. He is a little weak with
Yeah.
with the actual puck, but I mean, who's he even paired up with now? I don't even like know what lineup he's on
He's
now.
on the fourth.
He's on the
Fourth.
fourth, so that means he's with I think he's not
Derek
with
Ryan
Derek
and-
Ryan and
Ryan and,
Jankowski, isn't it?
Zarnik, right?
I think it's.
Azana. Yeah, it's one of the other. But
But
anyways,
Frolik's
like
on the third line now.
Frolik's moved up to third, because I know the third was for a while there. It was Kachuk, Backlund, and Frolik because it was
Those two. Second.
That's
the
line.
second. Sorry, second. Yeah.
And the third was Jankowski.
Third was Jankowski,
Frolik,
yeah.
and I think Neil.
Backlund.
Yeah,
No,
but I mean,
not
like,
Backlund. He was in second.
what about
He's-
Bobrovsky, boys? His
Too
contract's coming up.
Too
Like,
expensive, and you want to bring back Chucky, so you can't do that.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, I
think-
guess. Yeah, if you're in a
I think an under the radar type of deal would be one of the three goalies out in Pittsburgh. Jari's solid. The Smith is pretty solid. Matt Murray's gonna stay there for a while. So.
Yeah, Matt Murray, they're not gonna let go. Like honestly, Casey DeSmith, he's played quite a few games with the Penguins, and like, I am a Penguins fan myself, on the side, and like I watched quite a few of their games, and a lot of the time they do end up starting Casey DeSmith.
And he's pretty solid.
Especially with Matt Murray's injuries this year. Like Casey DeSmith's actually played a lot of games this year, and I think he's been playing very, very good.
How hard do you think Pittsburgh is kicking themselves for letting Fleury go?
Oh man,
I don't think they are at all. I think
No?
I don't know, man.
I think it was the right decision for them because I don't think they can give up Matt Murray at this point.
Murray's
He's starting to play better.
that's fine.
True. I think
Yeah, Murray's been made of glass.
Also, I don't think Fleury would have been able to play the way he's playing in Vegas in Pittsburgh. I think he had that chip on his shoulder when he went to Vegas.
Yeah,
and that's what made
that's
him
my
better.
thing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and the thing is when they trade, like when Fleury left
Yeah.
in the expansion draft, like it was the best move for Pittsburgh at that time because Matt Murray was still very strong. He was coming off 2 back-to-back cups. Like he was a very, very strong
He
goalie.
had like a 9.25.
Yeah, he was a very good, like strong goalie, and I think. Like, honestly, it was, like, for Fleury, definitely the best move he could have made. Because, like, if you look at Fleury now, I guarantee you within the next couple of years, he is going to be recognized as a goalie that is going to go down in history. Like, he's done
Fleury's
wonders
a-
in Vegas, and I think he's going to continue.
Since
Yeah,
he was
100%.
since he was 20 years old, he's been destroying the league.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, even in Pittsburgh, he was still, like, all around fantastic goalie in Pittsburgh, and nothing has changed. I think it's just gotten better for him in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I think he's starting to get, even in like the game against Calgary, like he plays strong.
Yeah.
But I think he also knows when he needs to actually like
Oh,
stand
he's-
up for his team, and he needs to do those attempts at fights like he did with Riddick,
He was
and he's
on a
putting
shutout.
himself out there, right? Like it's
He was on a shutout streak for 2.5 games.
yeah, like
Like,
200
whoa.
and some minutes. I think it was
Whoa.
just over 200 minutes of
Yeah.
straight shutout. Like that's
Yeah.
nuts. Like
Ben Bishop's gonna be close to that though. He's coming.
true.
That's-
I can also see in the future here, like in a couple of years, one of the strong goalies in the league is going to be that Biddington. He's been
Don't
he
you
played
mean
like
Jordan Winnington.
Yeah,
like
he's
the dude had like 4 shutouts in 8 games or something like that. Like that's nuts. Like
He's unreal. Jake Allen's starting to play well too. So that St. Louis team.
St. Louis is looking good.
Yeah.
they're playing what they're supposed to be though. When they picked up Ryan O'Reilly, first thing I thought was top seed. That's the first thing I thought when they brought in Ryan O'Reilly.
And then didn't.
Then Tarasenko was awful for the first half of the year, and now he's starting to pick it up, and he's becoming scary again. Thank God for my fantasy team.
All right, Jordan Bennington, 16 wins, 3 losses, 1 overtime loss. Goals against average, 1.8, and a save percentage of 929.
You know what
Good God.
Yeah, like that's nuts.
You know what the thing about that is though? Vasilevsky still has a better save percentage.
Yeah.
Vasilevsky's also on the
100%.
Tampa Bay line.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. I don't even know what's going on with Tampa Bay. Like, they hit 100 points in the league before anyone even hit like 90. Like, that's
Tampa
nuts.
Bay, OP, please nerf.
That's like
yeah.
something's going on that team that we are not aware of. So, but yeah.
Tampa Bay has acted.
I don't know. I just like. I don't know if the Flames are even gonna move anyone in the offseason. Like they're in a pretty strong spot right now. This is I think this is one of the longest like strides they've had in a while. In first place, leading the West.
They
To
gotta
like,
get rid of Frolik.
I think so, yeah. But I mean, like,
Frolik
what are you gonna get for him though? That's the thing. Is like,
I don't think they need anything for him. They'll just let him walk.
I don't think they'll let
Cash
him walk. I think
considerations?
I think they'll take like at least a prospect, not a prospect, but a pick, draft pick.
Take a third or fourth pick.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's the thing though, because if we go in the first round, if like Minnesota somehow beats us, do you trade a player like TJ Brody? Like, do you think at that point that they just think, well, he's been here for so long and he hasn't been able to like really do anything?
Yeah, I think TJ Brody is pretty close to being on the chopping block. Not gonna lie.
Well, I think by putting him with Dalton Prout and thinking that Rasmus Anderson's better than him at this point with Gio is kind of been a little bit crazy. I think that's just how much they believe in him. They don't believe in him at all right now.
He hasn't given them a reason to believe in him.
He had that stretch of games a couple months ago. He had like 7 or 8 points, like a point streak of 8 games.
They need it now, though.
They need it in the playoffs.
Well, it's funny that you guys bring up like the Minnesota and stuff like that because like if you look at the matchups right now for what playoffs is going to be for this year, if everything stays the way it is, Calgary will be playing Minnesota first round. Like,
see,
so
I kind of hope that the Coyotes make the playoffs.
Yeah,
just so
like,
we face that.
Because like Calgary has a winning record against Minnesota right now. They're 2-1 with Minnesota, but I think
That last
there's
game,
still that last game kind of took a lot out of Calgary, and I don't think they're going to go in it the same way.
In the first round. No, thank you. I don't want.
Yeah, I don't know. I think like it would be a tough round, but I think it'd be like a very, very close game. Like
it would be insane.
San Jose cannot pass us for that first place. Like, it can't happen.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, they're only 1 point behind now with that loss last night. Like,
And
we
Carlson's
need that
been
win on
off and on.
Sunday.
Carlson's been hurt, and so he's gonna come back. They're probably gonna pass us.
Yeah, well, and like, it's actually nuts. Like Vegas is going on a tear, and
Vegas can have the first seed. I'll face San Jose in the first round. I'm okay with that.
I
would rather face San Jose than
Vegas.
The
thing is like Vegas is like 10 points or something behind, 9 points or something behind Calgary right now for first place, and San Jose is that 1 point behind after the win last night. So like San Jose is definitely in contention to take over first place in the West, and I think if Calgary doesn't kind of pull their stuff together, they're gonna end up doing that. But my thing is too is if Calgary doesn't smarten up and start playing better, like they're gonna drop down to third because I don't think Vegas is gonna stop their roll anytime soon. So
I think at that point that we should probably talk about who should make the playoffs in each conference. You guys think? Who do you think will make the playoffs in each of the conferences?
Yeah, not gonna lie, I'm thinking this is a long shot, but I'm seeing Edmonton is gonna make. I think they're gonna make a run back for it. I'm not sure if they're gonna make it or not. And if they do, it'll be like wild card. But like, they're playing good games. Like they've won 4 in a row now. Mm-hmm. They're playing strong hockey. Like, how many points out? They have 67 points, and like the wild card, I believe, is like 70 something. Like they're not too far behind, is the thing.
Yeah, I just think their goalies are too inconsistent, and I think this is kind of like a situation with the Blackhawks like 2 weeks ago. They were on a tear, and then their goalie, like Crawford, came back and they started losing.
Yeah, they started losing again. Yeah, they've only won 2 of their last 5 games. Like they've been pretty off, but like I don't know, just like everything's just been clicking in Edmonton lately, and I think like the goalies have been playing strong hockey. McDavid and Draisaitl have been putting up points every single night. Like,
Draisaitl's been kind of ridiculous lately.
yeah, like it's that they're going on a tear, and like 67 to 74. So like they're not too far behind, and like they can definitely make a chance. But
Yeah,
I think I want to say Buffalo too is going to make a fight back for it, but like
Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be Columbus.
No, Columbus, yeah.
I think ultimately Montreal's going to follow. I think Carolina's going to keep going.
I think so, yeah.
Those bunch
I
of
want
jerks.
to see that celebration in the playoffs and then have
Yeah.
everybody just be pissed at them for it.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
bunch of jerks.
Those are
good Ontario boys. They don't have that. They're a bunch of jerks.
But yeah, I think Montreal's going to follow. Sadly, as much as I love that team, like Carey Price has been unreal the second half of the year.
Yeah.
It's finally back to being Carey Price.
Thank God.
Well, that's good.
That's good for the league.
That's
Like,
good.
But-
thank fuck.
Good for Carey.
I think
Price.
like in terms of the Western Conference, other than the 2 wild card positions, I think everything's pretty much
I think it's just all
set for those. I think
think-
those teams might just shuffle around a little bit in their positioning, but
I do not see a shuffle at all. I think it's just going to stay like
just
that.
stay where it is.
I think Dallas is going to move up. I think the way that they've been playing lately, I think Sagan's going to keep going. He's on a tear. Jamie Ben's going to wake up.
Yeah,
Like, finally. Radulow's waking up. He had a hattie last night. They had 4 goals last night, and Radulov had 3 of them. So, and I think they're a pretty strong offense. And bringing in Zuccarello when he comes back, this team's going to be pretty unreal, especially with Bishop and Hudobin.
Yeah,
They've
exactly.
never had a goalie that they can honestly say can carry them since Marty Turco. So they have that now. I don't see him looking back. And St. Louis is going to get better. It's tough. I don't know. Like, the West is wide open come playoff time.
Yeah, exactly.
It always is, but this year I think it's going to be crazy. Like, St. Louis was the bottom of the league a couple months ago, and now they're 6th. Like,
Yeah.
it's unreal.
And my thing is too with that is like what is happening to Colorado? Like Colorado was in a playoff spot not too long ago,
Landeskog disappeared. That's what
yeah,
happened.
like that top line was putting up points every single night with and they were being recognized as like the top line in the league for quite a while there, and now like it's just stopped. Like they've been on like a slump, and they've lost quite a few games in a row. Like they lost 3 of their last 5, but I mean, I don't think it's fully out for Colorado. I think they'll end up turning things around. It's just going to be a push to see. I think the only one that's going to change at this point is that second wild card spot in the Western Conference. For the Western Conference, I think Minnesota's going to have to fight quite hard to keep that position, especially with Arizona, Colorado, and Edmonton.
Yeah,
all kind of.
They just beat Tampa Bay last night.
True.
They beat us the other day.
They shut
True.
out Tampa Bay last
Yeah.
Devin Dubnyk is gonna. If they'll go as far as Devin Dubnyk will take them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing, right? Like,
And if Fiala starts playing like we all think he will,
Yeah.
Maryland has not been good either for Nashville, to be fair. But that trade will have a huge impact, I think, come next year.
Yeah. Oh, big yawn.
All right.
have you guys seen all the stuff coming out of Ottawa though? Ottawa's in some deep trouble, man. Like their team is like falling, their fans are falling. Like even Bettman had to release like a press conference about Ottawa and their team and like how everything's going there, and like
I think they'll be okay though.
I think they'll be okay and
Yeah.
they'll make the turnaround. But like,
Brady Kachuk, solid player.
well, and that's
Shabbat.
the thing. Shabbat's a pretty dang good player.
Husey boy.
You think the Flames will try and make a little push for Brady Kachuk?
I hope so.
I hope so. That'd be sweet.
That'd be fun. That'd be real fun.
That would be really cool. But
And then just like separate the two.
yeah.
I think, because obviously Ottawa's the worst Canadian team in the league. But like, who do you guys think is the best Canadian team in
Calgary.
the league? You think Calgary?
Calgary.
See,
I don't know. Like
Are we
Calgary's.
talking like in general or like right now?
in general.
I like Calgary's. I think Calgary's just kind of clicking. They're having a good year. I think all around, the best would probably for me be Winnipeg. Winnipeg's just a strong team all around. I think they've been strong for quite a few years now. They've been back-to-back playoff years, and it's looking like they're going to go into another playoff year here. Like it's going to be. I don't know. They're clicking. Same with Toronto. In the last couple of years here, Toronto has been very, very strong.
Yeah.
I think for me, I think it is Toronto because I think offensively, I think Winnipeg's the best team. Defensively, I think Calgary's the best team.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the biggest, and Toronto's pretty close in both of those, but I think the biggest gap for Canadian teams other than Carey Price, but I don't think Montreal's quite there yet.
Yeah.
I think Toronto has the best goalie
Yeah.
in Frederick Anderson. Like Hellebuck, if Hellebuck plays the way that he needs to play, I think Winnipeg Jets will make the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like he's definitely carried him through a lot of games this season, and I think he will continue to do that.
But I think
he's very strong.
Is
but
better.
Frederick Anderson is having a hell of a year this year, and I think he's going to keep doing it.
If they move up into that second spot, or like they can go to the second round, Vezina for Anderson maybe. But,
sure. Yeah. Why not?
But yeah, I don't know.
He's got the second most shots on him.
He's been doing good. Like
3, something like that.
But I think I can honestly say that for Canadian teams, Ottawa is at the bottom, and I think they need to start making some changes to try to get themselves back up at the top there.
You gotta get rid of their owner.
Yeah, their owners.
Yeah, he's causing some problems. But like the team plays decently, but like they've won one of the last 5 games. Like they're even as a team they're struggling. Like it's
their last 10 is 1-8-1.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a rough go for Ottawa right now.
Do you guys know what you guys want to know what their road record is? As of right now?
9-23-2.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is rough, boys.
Well, that's not as bad as the friggin' Devils. They're 8-21-3.
True.
Yeah.
They also lost Taylor Hall. So.
But like
I think
even like overall with Ottawa this season, like 68 games played, they're 23, 39, and 6. Like that is a hefty losing record right there.
I haven't seen a losing
like,
record like that since the Avalanche. It's 4 years ago, I think now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Like, that is
had,
low
the most
league.
losses in the 100 years of the NHL, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think the order goes Toronto, Winnipeg, Calgary, and then Montreal, and then Edmonton, Vancouver, and then Ottawa.
Yeah, I think Edmonton, Vancouver are kind of on the same page. Like even the last couple of games, did they play back to back or did they have a couple games in between?
I think they had a couple games in between.
But even those 2 games, they went 1-1 in those games.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and they were both tight games. Like Vancouver, and like the first one went to overtime with Vancouver winning, and then Edmonton just kind of walked on them last night. It was pretty bad. But like Edmonton just came out flying, and I don't think Vancouver really expected it. So
I think Vancouver's goalie situation is a lot better than Edmonton at the moment.
yeah, yeah. But like the thing is too though is like Vancouver's got the better goalie and stuff, but like for the goaltending that Edmonton has, they're still putting up a big fight.
Vancouver has a really good goalie, but they don't have a team.
I think since the Sedins have gone, like the team has just been kind of like slowly falling, and then like the era of Brock Bessier came up a bit, and he had that year of just absolutely tearing it up.
And then Pettersson
came. Like they have like the odd player that's carrying them through games and stuff, but I think they need that depth that's gonna like the whole team as a team will carry them to the win.
See, but I'm kind of getting tired of hearing about Pettersson. Like he's not that good.
That's the thing is like. Yeah, he's playing. Yeah, he's scoring. He's getting assists. Like he's making cool moves and stuff like that. But like. There's other players on that team that are also making the exact same moves. Like,
Besser, Horvat.
I just I hate the fact that they focus on him so much just because he's new. He's the rookie.
He's the rookie.
He's the young guy. Yeah.
He has 54 points in 57 or some shit games.
Yeah, like it's yeah.
Maybe we're just cheesed because nobody likes the Flames anymore.
No.
After Dennis Weidman went on his referee murdering spree.
I was watching a game. I think it might have been the Flames versus Vancouver game. And I can't remember who it was, but somebody on the Sportsnet panel compared Pettersson to Gretzky.
Oh, yeah, I did see that. And I was like, really?
Sportsnet's a joke.
Yeah, I like, man, I don't know. I like Sportsnet. I go through Sportsnet, but like.
I like Sportsnet too, but some of their hosts
are just weird.
And how they're like putting Brian Burke in a Don Cherry position.
Yeah,
love it.
I hate it.
Love Brian Burke.
Hate Brian Burke.
I have a story that's not my story, but I'll still tell it anyways.
Hate Brian Burke with a passion.
My dad ran into Brian Burke at a bar in Calgary one time.
Really?
Yeah, and Brian Burke, being Brian Burke, had enjoyed some of the sauce, and so had my dad. Brian Burke is very famous for not being able to tie his damn tie.
Of course.
Right? Just wearing it around like a scarf.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, my dad goes into the bathroom, and sure as shit, there's Brian Burke. Brian Burke's, washing up. Dad finishes up, goes to the sink. He goes, Berkey. Brian Burke looks over. Yeah, what? And my dad goes, man, I got a question for you. Do you know how to tie a tie, man? And Burke looks at him and goes, of course I do. I'm not a fucking idiot. And just walks out of the bathroom. Like, just walked out.
Yeah, like, oh, God. The guy's just, like, he's all over the place, man. Brian Burke is just, he's something special. I
don't like him.
I don't either. But, I mean,
He's just
I wouldn't say I don't like him. Like, I definitely, like, I'll watch him and stuff like that, and I'll listen to his stuff. But, like, I mean, I'm not going to choose it over anyone else.
Oh, man, here's another shout-out for fucking Boomer and Warner at 960. They do Brian Burke interviews weekly.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think it was last week where the Flames had this big 7-game winning streak, right? And so they get Berkey on the phone, and they go, you know what we should do? We should just like find every negative about this winning streak we can find. And he goes, yeah, I don't know about that goaltending right now. Burke goes, what do you mean they're on a 7-game winning streak and you want to talk about negatives? And he almost hung up the phone. I was like, oh man, Berkey. He's ruthless.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think everything that needs to happen for the Flames right now is not happening.
Yeah, I don't think it's like too big of a turnaround for him right now. I think they're honestly just kind of, and honestly, it's been since like I would say the All-Star game, like break. They kind of started back into that. They came back from the break. They were a little slow. They were a little sloppy.
And you won 7
and
straight.
Then they won 7 straight.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they lost. I think what 2 in a row now, 3 in a row, 4. 4. Yeah, jeez.
4, yeah. Ooh.
But I mean, like,
To be fair,
it happens. Like it happens to every team, and it's something that they just have to work on. They just can't look at it as, dang, we've lost 4 games in a row. What are we gonna do
I'm pretty
here?
sure they faced the Lightning, Toronto, Vegas,
and then Arizona.
They probably shouldn't have lost to Arizona.
But I mean, they've been playing some strong teams, and they've been playing teams that are on a roll right now. Like,
To be fair.
like I put it on my Twitter. I was like, we're gonna go on a slide here because we're facing unreal teams.
yeah, and I feel like that kind of happens a lot of the time with Calgary. The back half of their season always tends to be like the top teams, and I know like in the past and stuff like that. They've been fighting for playoff spots in their last like 5 games, or like Pittsburgh, Boston, like LA when LA was on a tear.
Yeah.
Like they were playing all the teams that were playoff contenders for like 6 straight years in a row with that team, and like they were just like it was struggling. And I think that's kind of what they're kind of getting into again this year, and I think they just need to look past it and keep pushing. So.
I think I'm kind of okay with them having a slide now. I think it's better to have it now than later.
Yeah.
Like, I think they will heat up come like game 70, 78, 79.
Oh, yeah.
And then if they start winning at the very end of the year and go into the playoffs winning, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, like they're only 68 games in. Like they still have quite a few left, and I think they can afford to lose. I wouldn't say quite a few more, but like they can afford to lose a bit more. But yeah, like you said, like make sure that they come in on a winning record is going to be big for them. So
I think they need to get over 100 points.
oh yeah, for sure. Which I mean, they're not too far away. Like they're 11 points out of that. Like I think they can do it.
No, yeah, it'll come.
Yeah. So.
All right, and then the last thing we'll talk about. I think we should probably talk about Edmonton just for Tyler's sake. We should probably talk about how they're winning a lot of games right now. I like that.
All right, there's Edmonton. We talked about Edmonton.
Yeah. I know Justin guys talked about it a little bit earlier, but I think they're playing well right now. They're so inconsistent to the point where I don't think they can continue it. They're like they're negative 28 this year.
Yeah.
They have 35 less goals than Chicago.
Yeah, no, like it honestly surprises me that they are on a 4-game win streak, but like they definitely need it. Like they needed that 4-game win streak, and whether they go into their next game, and I believe it's against Toronto, yeah.
They're gonna get destroyed again.
And like that's the thing is they either are gonna continue that streak and they're gonna continue clicking as a team, and like Draisaitl and McDavid and that like the top line and even the second line's putting up some points too, and like if that continues, it'll be fine. But I like you said, they're very inconsistent this year, and I think that they're gonna have some troubles with that. So.
All right, to finish it off, I think every week we should just keep going and just do Stanley Cup predictions every single week, just as it goes along. I know Tampa, we're consistent. No offense to everybody else, but Tampa's probably going to be pretty consistent. So what's going to be right now? And don't say Boston just to spite me because I said Tampa's going to be consistent.
Boston. No. Winnipeg.
Winnipeg or Tampa?
Winnipeg and Tampa.
I don't know. I think for me, it's. I want to see. I want to see someone like the Islanders or even Washington go again.
Mm-hmm.
But I have a strong suspicion that Tampa is going to go. But I think they will be playing Nashville. I think Nashville's been playing strong, and I think they're going to keep going. And they made it last year, and I think they kind of got that taste of what it's like, and they want to go back. So I think they're going to keep fighting for that.
Yeah, actually, I changed my mind. I changed my Eastern Conference pick. Changed it to Washington as well.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah. So my final, I'm going Tampa, Nashville for the final for me.
Tampa can't win past the second round. So
I mean, yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
And they have to face Boston or Toronto, which have both played them pretty well in the playoffs. So that would be the reason against them. Yeah. I'm going to go with San Jose, Tampa. I think Martin Jones, his stats are not showing how good he actually is at all. He's a pretty solid goaltender.
Yeah.
I think come playoffs, it's going to slow down for him. I think, obviously, it's not going to slow down shot-wise, but I think he will make those saves.
Said it last week. Martin Jones can win playoff series.
Yeah, he can win playoff series. And straight up, they have the best, 1-2 punch in the whole entire league in Carlson and Burns on the back end.
Yeah.
Not the best 1-2 punch, but the best defensive
They got some strong defense over there. So.
And I think Gustav Nyquist is going to be a big part of that team as well. And I think they just have a lot of firepower that I think they need to be noticed. And they made it 2 years ago, so why not again?
Yeah, exactly. I would like to bring up one thing. I don't know if you guys have talked about it last week or anything like that, but the retirement of Iggy. I just wanted to bring up that I think it was definitely needed, and it was a great ceremony. Definitely, again, deserves it. He was a great player for the Flames, and he was a great player for the league itself. But man, boys, you got to be angry about that game. Coming out of that ceremony, so pumped about Iggy's retirement, Iggy being back in the dome. Everyone in the fans were the whole stands were just packed. That's a rough game to lose, and I think that's kind of what started that 4-game losing streak.
Oh yeah, they Minnesota then they didn't Tampa. So, but honestly, I would have pulled Smith after that second goal.
Yeah,
100%. Because if Riddick gets pulled after what he did with Brett Burns in San Jose that one game, I think you have to pull Smith there.
Yeah, exactly. And if your goalie is doing stuff like that where he's staying behind the net instead of getting back into the crease, and especially in a night like that too, full stadium, everyone's screaming, ready to go, your team is hyped right up because they're honoring one of the greatest Flames players to ever play for the organization.
Best Flame of all time.
Yeah. I don't care what Lanny McDonald thinks, but no.
I don't know. I love Jerome, but I gotta say I'm a Mika guy. I'm a Mika Kiprusoff kind of guy, and
I think that he's got a little bit of an edge over him.
Yeah.
I would definitely take Kipper over Lanny McDonald though.
Yeah. Kipper was my childhood, and I love it.
Number 1. Lanny number 2. Kipper number 3.
Lanny number 3.
That's the thing. Do you think they'll retire Kipper's number? Do you think he'll actually come back to Calgary for it?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Yeah. Kiprusoff. I have a theory that Kiprusoff was actually there on the retirement ceremony. I think I said this to you, where he was just hiding in the shadows of the saddle dome, just chain smoking and nodding his head through yes. And Iggy,
Dude, literally, the only thing I've heard at a Kiprusoff in the last 4 years is just pictures and videos of him just on a boat, fishing, drinking beer, drinking and just smoking. And I was like, man, the guy is just living life right now, and he is loving it.
Kiprusoff's jersey will be retired.
Yeah, I'm
whether he's there or not.
Whether he is there or not.
Yeah, true.
He'll be there, but he'll go, thank you. And then walk off. That's it. That's a speech.
But, all right. Well, I mean,
I think
we'll leave it on the fact that hopefully, if Kipper does get
What do you
retired,
mean,
hopefully they can take that game with a W not end up like
60,
they did.
65 save shutout on the day that Kiprusoff retired.
Exactly.
He did his thing for
34
Exactly.
saves shutout.
Six-
Kiprusoff.
65.
34.
Not 34.
It's gotta be poetic and nice.
All right. So thank you guys for watching. Tyler V should be back.
Watching.
Yeah, they're totally watching it. It's a YouTube video. It's fine.
Oh.
YouTube video, listening, watching, same thing. Tyler V will be back next week. We'll all be here, and we'll have a better logo. No offense to the guy who made the logo for us before.
Who's the dude that did that?
Tyler V's friend.
Sorry, Tyler V's friend.
I know you're probably listening to this. My bad.
Sorry, dude. We made an executive decision.
Unless you want to make our new logo. If so, like, hit up Tyler V. But yeah, anyway. See you guys later.